Howdy folks, TJ from Tenkara USA here, continuing the series of What Now? The last one I did was on the rod. You received your rod. What do you do next? What now? So I went through the process of explaining the rod, how to open and close it. You want to get familiar with your equipment. Even if it says it's simple, there's still a little bit of a learning curve for everything that you do in life, right? So same goes for the kit. That's what we're going to talk about today, the Tenkara Starter Kit that we at Tenkara USA have been selling for a long time. That comes in a nice little tidy pouch. We're going to open it together and show you what's inside, lay the groundwork for what you're going to be using in the future and for many years to come. So let's talk about the starter kit. So here's how it comes. Comes in a nice little mesh pouch. Let me try to lean my face off camera. Sometimes the camera may pick up on a face instead of the device, but hopefully that came in clear enough. And then here is the back of it. And then I'll read off to you what we've got going on. So on the front of the pouch, it's a nice mesh pouch, and it says kit. How more simple can you get? It's a kit. And the kit says everything you need to get on the water and start Tenkara fishing. Very straightforward. Included in the kit, we've got the Tenkara line, the tippet, the line holder, Tenkara flies, nippers, and forceps. And that's all in a nice little mesh pouch, as mentioned a few moments ago. On the back of this kit, I'll read it to you. And I'll take off my glasses because I can't read up close anymore. That's what happens when you get older. You can't read close, you can't read far, you can't see your tippet. It gets harder to fish as you get older, I tell you. So in this kit, you'll find the essential items to go with your Tenkara rod. Tenkara line, a line holder to manage your line when you're not using it, tippet, Tenkara flies, as well as forceps and nippers. Just add a rod, fishing license, and water. Yeah, did you know you need a fishing license? Pretty much every state in the United States. You don't want to get caught by a warden coming up saying, would I like to see your license? And if you don't have one, you're going to be paying some money. So make sure to check with your local regulations. If they require you to have a license, you better have one. And just as a cross measure, even if you don't require one, and I think every state does, help support your local chapters and local fishing companies or fishing bodies of government and give them a little bit of money because it helps them do conservation and other things that are going to help you have fun fishing later on. So even if you're not going to go fishing that year, throw them some money. Get a license anyway. I do that for salmon and steelhead license. I don't go fishing for that, but I pay every year just to have the tags to help support. So anyway, do what you feel is best, of course. On the back of this little pouch, it also shows you how to tie the knots, tapered line to rod, level line to rod, and the one knot. So in Tenkara, we have the one knot that we called it, and it's basically a double slip knot. And it kind of gives you a quick little visual on how to tie it. Now, if you've never tied these knots, I recommend going to our TenkaraUSA.com website. We have videos that show it. And you just go to YouTube and type in knots. You're going to learn every knot you want to know. I like to keep things simple. So the Tenkara One Knot is something that we teach and is very simple to learn. So again, only a rod, a line, and a fly. And of course, having this little kit, the nice thing about this kit is it's got some strapping points. These are just little loops that are connected to the pouch. And you can strap them to stuff. You got a backpack or some type of day pack, you can strap this on here. And of course, it's got the nice little Tay logo as well, which is a nice little addition. So let's go ahead and pull off this little kit hang tag. On the back, it's held on by a couple little, those things that are like on clothes when you go to and you buy new clothes. It comes with those little plastic things. You can't see that there. And you forget one, and it's in your pants, and it starts itching you. You start itching, and you go, I could have swore I took off all those tags. Later on, you've come to find out, no, you left stickers and tags and everything in there, and you itched all day. So make sure to get these things off. Of course, this one won't bug you because you're not going to be wearing it close to your body. But now I've got these little plastic things all over the place. If you're not familiar with my videos, I just have a good time. That's probably focusing in on my bald head. It's just me and you together talking about the kit. So here's the little hang tag. Throw that away. Keep it if you like. On the back of the pouch is where the working end is. There's a zipper here that allows you to get to all the contents. We're going to unload it now. Unzip, and you are greeted. This is our catalog. And it is also a little guide that shows you how to rig up and use your rod. It's got our contact information on the back as well. So this is just a little Tenkara booklet. And it tells you the story of Tenkara. Not everybody knows everything, but here, for example, is the One Knot. So this little catalog / manual that comes in the kit is a great starting point to read, get familiar. Once you get through this, though, we do sell a book for $24 off the top of my head at TenkaraUSA.com. It's the book that Daniel wrote many years ago, 2017 now, that tells you what is Tenkara, how to Tenkara, why you want a Tenkara, everything about it. There's QR codes that you can click on that take you to videos. It's a really good book. So if you are a reading type, grab that book. So let's continue taking things out one at a time. So even if you're a seasoned fly fisherman, some of the things in this are going to be new to you. For example, you're going to go, what is this? And it's probably focusing in on my face, so let me kind of lead off. It's a little happy face. We did name him early on. I forget what the heck we named him. Munchy Mick Happy Face. I don't remember what we named him. But this is the keeper. This is the keeper device. And this keeper is a storage device that lets you store 2 lines and flies and be able to take this, let me cover my face, this one little device, and I'll show you a little bit on how this works. This with some flies loaded up in a little flap here, a rod, you're ready to fish. So this is different. Any of you regular fly fishermen, Western fly fishermen, may have devices that kind of look like this, but this one is very unique, and it's a very cool crossover item because you may like to store other things other than Tenkara lines on it. We store our Tenkara lines on here. There's 2 little holes here. These holes are perfect. I don't have a rod on me, or do I? I do, but it's way back there. We're not going to do it. Needless to say, the rod, this hole, there's 2 different holes. You can stick your fingers through it, so when you're winding the line, you can keep it away from the sides where you're winding. But these are for rods. You can stick the rod shaft through, and I'll show this when we rig up in the next video, but you can run the shaft of the rod through this, and it butts up against the cork handle. I wish I had that rod right in, but if I try to walk over there, I'm going to knock the camera over, so I'm not going to do that. So anyway, that's what these 2 holes are for. You can run the shaft of the rod through here and be able to walk to your next destination. If you're walking through trees and brush and all that, the nice thing about Tenkara is you can quickly close the rod, leave the line connected, but wrap it around this keeper and store the keeper on the shaft of your rod, walk through your tight brush with just a rod that's about this long, redeploy when you get to your new location. Takes all of a minute. It works great. So here's the keeper. This little flap on the front, when you open the flap for the first time, there are flies in here, unless you buy just the keeper by itself. If you're buying it from the kit, when you pop this little flap open, there's going to be 3 flies in here, covering my face, maybe it'll focus, in there. And you can store up to about 6 flies in this little area. I'm trying to look away so you can kind of see it. Hopefully that came in. So anyway, up to about 6 flies roughly, which is perfect for a little short day's outing if you're simple with your flies. If you're not simple with your flies and you've got a whole chest load of them, well, the nice thing is that you could bring a fly box with you with additional flies as needed. These little grooves right here are for latching your your fly. So you can hook your fly. You can keep your line rigged. Hook it in here, and you run it over the corner of the keeper, wrap your line, and then you leave a little of the line exposed. We'll show this closer up at a future video. And then you've got 2 sides, 2 pre-rigged lines, maybe a shorty, maybe a longie, whatever your heart's desire. This is the keeper. And he's smiling at you because you're going to catch a lot of fish. Anyway, that's it. That is the keeper. Very unique. And this is your line storage device for storing it for later or using it on the water as well. Okay, that's number one. Number two, this is a generic item, but we do sell good quality brand 5X tippet. And I'm covering my face again, so maybe this comes in a little better. We recommend 5X, 4X maximum for Tenkara rods. And if you're using a Roto or a Ukiyo, those two stick with 5X. But if you're running any of our other models, 4X is max, but we sell 5X tippet. Generically, I use 5X tippet any place I go, and this is all you need. So you've got a lot of feed on here. It's going to last you for probably, depends on how much you fish, but a spool of tippet, that is the line that you connect your fly, tippet, main line, connected to the rod. That's all that you do. Very simple. So tippet. In here is your line. What is provided is the 11.5-foot nylon tapered line. It comes in this little pouch, and it's 11.5 feet long. So what you're going to be doing is connecting 3 to 4 foot of that 5X tippet to the end of this line. This video is not about rigging. That will be the next video. But you connect tippet to the line and a fly, and you're ready to rock and roll. What else is included in this set? A forcep. Forcep is basically a little pair of pliers / scissors or needle nose plier. This basically allows you to take the hook out of the trout's mouth. Even if you use barbless hooks, sometimes they can get in there a little too deep. This is an essential tool. You want to save and give that trout the best option to be able to live again and be caught against by somebody else. So use forcep nippers. Don't try to gouge your fingers in there. Use barbless hooks. But this also is a great little tool to have on you, and this is called a forcep. Okay? And then in here should also be a pair of clippers. These clippers, and I'm just covering my face, it's kind of like fingernail clippers, but don't use them to cut your fingernails. They work fine on a little hangnail. I use that once in a while. But these have got the nice little Tay logo on the top. And this is just a basic pair of nippers. What do you use these for? You're using them to cut your tippet off of your spool. You take 3 or 4 feet off. You snip it. You then take that tippet and connect it to your line. Anytime you're taking... you say you're running out of tippet. Every time you fish and you cut into that tippet, it gets a little shorter. So at some point, you may need to cut that tippet off of your main line and then tie a new length of 3 to 4 foot of tippet. So you want to have nippers. Nippers are an essential part of your fly fishing tool bag. That's it. Nothing else in here. So that is the kit. Again, there's little shortcuts to how to do the knots. The little booklet is your friend. Read the booklet, get familiar with it, tie your knots at home, get a big piece of rope and start learning how, if you're new to this, to learn how to tie your basic knots, get familiar with it, then gravitate towards connecting your tippet to your line. Do all this at home. Don't try to do it on the river if you've never done it before, because you're going to sit there and fumble and lose stuff, and it's not going to be a pleasant day. So learn before you go to the river. Then when you get to the river, you're going to be just trying to learn to walk through rocks, walk through current, doing things that you may have never done before. So safety first. Make sure you're prepared, and bring your rod, your kit. This has everything you need to get started. The only thing that you basically need to add on are some additional flies. It comes with 3. You're going to lose the first one in a tree. And you're going to stick the last one in your back of your shirt because we get stuck all over the place. That's why you want to use barbless too. Because if you get a hook stuck in you, it's a lot easier taking out a barbless hook from your body than a barbed hook. So, and then the last one you're going to just lose during the course of the day. So it's easy to lose flies in trees and rocks. You name it. Sometimes trout steal bugs too. If your tippet gets a little weak, they may take off with your bugs. So bring an extra batch of flies. I typically take our little Tenkara USA 12 flies in a box, which I'll make a video on in the future. And between that, with a load of 12 flies, and then the 3 from here, 15 is plenty to get through your typical day of fun Tenkara fishing. That's it. So just get familiar with the kit. Get yourself familiar with the rod. Next video, I'm going to rig up. I'm going to get the keeper out. We're going to get the tippet out. We're going to get this line out. We're going to get all of this together. Oh, don't forget, we need the nippers. That's going to help us cut all the tippet and do all that stuff. We're going to rig up a line. And we're going to wrap it around the keeper so you know how to use the keeper. We're going to shove it over to the shaft of the rod so you know how to walk through tight brush. There's a universal rod cap that we sell separately for those that want to do that feature. And anyway, thanks for watching the video. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.